Yeah, wake the hell up. Charts ain't waiting and neither am I. It's BC Pork Corp, and this is Good Morning Crypto. Let's run it. Good morning to the streets, to the charts, to the grind. I ain't sipping no latte, I'm sipping on time. Woke up with the market in a headlock grip. See the wick break out, that's my exit flip. Digital hustle, I don't sleep much. Cold wallet thick like it just did crunch. Fiat crashing, I just laugh in the mirror. Good morning truth, now the picture get clearer. Yeah, I'm up before sunrise, no snooze on my plays. Whale still dreaming, I'm setting my trays. I ain't here for likes, I ain't here for clout. I'm here for that check when the trend breaks out. I spit blocks, hash rates, halves and dates. Got alpha in my veins, no time for fakes. SEC lurking, but I move like a ghost. Mixing TA and game, call me the host. This my show, this my tone, this my throne. Good morning crypto, I stand alone. Good morning to the streets, to the charts, to the grind. I ain't sipping no latte, I'm sipping on time. Woke up with the market in a headlock grip. See the wick break out, that's my exit flip. Digital hustle, I don't sleep much. Cold wallet thick like it just did crunch. Fiat crashing, I just laugh in the mirror. Good morning truth, now the picture get clearer. Perpetual swinging, I'm a beast with the size. TA tight like the laces I tie. MACD crossing, I'm pressing that go. And my fib line stretching like it's crypto dope. Ain't no banker ever taught me this wealth. I learned from red days, had to fight for myself. Now I'm dropping fire before the coffee drip. Crypto cooking on its breakfast shift. Every candle's a warning, every flash a test. But I lace up my plays and I trade like the best. We're moons made for legends, not snoozers and sheep. This for the wolves who watch charts while they eat. This for the ones who said crypto's a scam. Now I'm paying my bills with a cold wallet jam. Salute to the grinder, salute to the bold. Good morning to those who ain't buying what they sold. Good morning to the streets, to the charts, to the grind. I ain't sipping no latte, I'm sipping on time. Woke up with the market in a headlock grip. See the wick break out, that's my exit flip. Digital hustle, I don't sleep much. Cold wallet thick like it just did crunch. Fiat crashing, I just laugh in the mirror. Good morning truth, now the picture get clearer. Wake up, read the charts, read the game, then run it. Good morning crypto, Pork Corp out. Wake up, read the charts, read the game, then run it. Good morning crypto, Pork Corp out.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Missed it. Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge and financial freedom. Let me get JR up on here. Let's see if it works today. How you doing, JR?
Not too bad, how are you?
I can see that you're talking, but I still can't hear you. So let me call you real quick, and we will get that sorted in the background. But today, we've got no news because we are seeing that TradFi market open back up today. So today, we're just going to look at some charts. I'm going to look at some stocks. We've got JR over here to look at all the degen moves. So if you got any requests that you want
Do you
us
have to mute
take a
your
look at
Discord
today,
mic?
go ahead, throw them in the chat. JR, answer that call, and then I'll mute myself in it so that I can hear you.
I'm on. Yeah.
Or I'll mute myself, and then
That's what I just
that way
said.
I can hear you, and
Yeah.
you can hear me. So
Can you hear me though?
huh? All right, so we do
So you
have a few
can.
things to kind of go over first,
So you
and
can.
that's that normal look at in the morning. We got our stock heat map. I know JR always has a what is going on with my PC? There we go. It moved my stock heat map. Did JR answer the call? Did you answer it, JR?
Yeah, you just can't hear me.
Oh, I can't. Oh, let me get that sorted. I don't know why it's not. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Is that going? Now try.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yep. Now I can hear you. Awesome. Talk again for me.
Good morning.
There we go. There we go. I know y'all could hear him, but for some reason, Streamlabs is being all funky, and it won't let me hear him when he's talking, even though I know the mic is picking him up and everything. So now that we got that fixed, saying an echo. Yeah, probably from him to me. I will mute myself whenever he talks. So
I think that was just you at the beginning. Because you didn't have your mic muted, so you were echoing in my ear too. So maybe that's just a lag and they were talking about that.
Oh, yeah. So I will mute myself anytime you're talking because I don't know what's going on with this thing, but I'm looking at some new streaming software. So instead of using Streamlabs, which has been absolutely pissing me off, we'll go with something else here on Wednesday. So hopefully that's a smooth transition. But y'all can hear JR, you can hear me, I can hear him, so we should be good to go. You got anything you're really looking at this morning, JR?
I was just starting to look at some stuff.
Nothing specific just yet. Just kind
Yeah,
of
XMR, Dash, Bonk, Doge, and Solana. Bitcoin. Solana, I guess, because you like Bitcoin, eh?
Yeah, so we will get some of those charts ready in the background. Once I get through that morning intro, then you can kind of show the people what you normally show them, and then we'll dive into some charts. So let me get that pulled up. Do you want to be on the screen or off the screen for that intro?
I'm good with whatever.
All right, we'll leave you on the screen, and let's get that going. We got that stock heat map. We are seeing the TradFi markets open back up today. We had the TradFi markets close yesterday for MLK Day, and they are opening up, no surprise, to the downside. We're seeing a little bit of downside movements on that pre-market. Apple down 1.32. We've got Nvidia down 2.1% this morning. Berkshire Hathaway down 0.47. We got Amazon down 2.61. Eli Lilly sitting down 0.73. We got ExxonMobil sitting up 0.15. We've got Tesla down 2.37. PNG sitting down 0.09. We've got Microsoft down 1.49 this morning. We've got Google down 2.78. And Meta, to wrap that on out, sitting down 2.46. Let's get over to the crypto side of things because that's what you guys are really here for. Continuing to see some red here on the daily, a little bit of some green here on the hourly, but for the most part, it's just a sea of red. We got Bitcoin down 1.9, Ethereum down 3.4, we got BNB down 1.3, XRP down 2.1, Solana down 3.5, we've got Tron down 3.6, Doge sitting down 1.6, and Cardano sitting down 2.5 this morning. We are starting to see a little bit of green on Ethereum on the hourly, Bitcoin Cash on the hourly, Leo token looking a little green on the hourly as well. And then we're seeing some projects dropping out of that top 20, like HBAR and Shiba Inu, dropping a few positions in that market cap. for the fear and greed meters today. Stock market 62 and some greed. So to see a little bit of some take profit this morning in that pre-market, not too unexpected. Crypto side of things, on the other hand, very, very close to getting to some extreme fear, which is a little bit surprising to me. You know, I thought it was weird that we were sitting in some greed when we barely got to move up to a fair value gap that we were talking about for quite a while here. So you got any thoughts on that fear and greed this morning? No.
Nope.
All right, well, let me get that liquidation heat map pulled on up for that daily. Let's get that dropped to the 0.8 because that's what we like to take a look at it on. Saying my mic is a bit low. Let's see. It's basically up all the way. Let me see. Is that a little bit better for you? Hopefully that's a little bit clearer. We've got a little bit of liquidity on the downside, a little bit of liquidity on the upside as well. We were kind of looking for a move towards the downside, grab up some of that bottom side liquidity yesterday. We talked about a little bit of a move towards the upside to see that final rejection off of 93,800. Really saw that move towards the upside and dropped down to clear out some of that bottom side liquidity. We've still got a little bit towards the bottom side, right above 90,000, 90,200. Kind of keep your eyes on that. Could very, very easily get another little retest on that bottom side. But we've got quite a bit of liquidity towards the upside here, 92,500, and then a little bit of a gap before we see more liquidity at 93,200. So kind of keep your eyes on some of that there. Let's zoom out to that 3-day, because when you see some explosive moves, which is quite possible to see, we could really start to clear out some of this topside liquidity here. We've got that little batch that we were talking about at that 93,500. That next real area to kind of keep your eye on towards the top side, 95,800. And when we get to that Bitcoin chart, we will talk about why that's a key level to kind of keep your eyes on as well. I've talked about a position extremely close to that, so we'll get to that in just a second. I did want to take a look at our economic calendar. I don't know why it's not on the right one there. There we go. As you can see, we do have a little bit of data coming out today. This is going to be some jobs numbers, ADP employment change weekly. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We could get a little bit of volatility at 8:15 Eastern time. It's kind of hard to gauge some of this when you're seeing that weekly. Weekly doesn't really matter as much when you're talking about ADP. The big one I want to see is the job numbers coming out of the government. So you will get a little bit of some movements, but basically we're going to see TradFi markets pushing things in one direction or another from all of the news that happened over the weekend. We did see a little bit of some dumping on Sunday in our traditional markets on the futures, and to see this continue to dump towards the downside in that pre-market this morning, we'll kind of have to see if we can get to a nice support area and see a little bit of bouncing. I did want to pull up that Bitcoin chart. I've got this pulled up on the 4-hour. We will let JR take that look at the shorter term time frame here, but on this daily time frame, let's get that zoomed on out. We saw quite the sell-off. We've got a ton of red candles here in succession. We were talking about some lower levels to kind of keep your eye on here. We did get a little bit of some bouncing at 92,000. That was an area we were kind of keeping our eye on, and then we really lost that level yesterday. We did get a very, very close bounce towards that midline of the fair value gap that we've been talking about for quite a while here. You are continuing to see some green money flow, but the big worries here on your daily is that you're starting to lose a lot of your volume. Let's get this pulled up a little bit bigger here. As you can see, that money flow trying to maintain some of that buy pressure here, but you're starting to lose a lot of volume. So kind of keep your eyes on some of those shorter term time frames. See if we can get that boost of volume, especially with TradFi opening back up today. Could get some bigger movements coming on in the morning here. Let's get that zoomed on in. Take a look at that 4-hour, see what JR is looking at on the shorter term time frame here in just a second. We are seeing quite a bit of money flow here on that 4-hour. We are seeing that continuation on the downside here as we continue to lose our volume. Our what we want to kind of keep our eyes on is a secondary reversal signal, and to see if we can start to get some money flow divergence here. We did get a very big money flow divergence on this Prime Oscillator Pro up here when we really started to lose a lot of your volume. We want to see that start to pick back up to really get that stronger move towards the upside here. We did get a very close bounce to that midline. That was that 90,300 area. We could definitely get a little bit of a retest on that this morning, really solidified that as some support to try to get back up towards that $92,000 range. We did talk about that topside liquidity area up here at 95. We do need to start to break through that 93,200, which was that resistance area we've kind of kept our eyes on several times now. It was resistance back here, it was resistance back here as well. So kind of keep your eyes on that. That's going to be that first wall in our move towards the upside to really see some rejections at, and then we'll see if we can continue to get some money flow and really see that volume start to switch here. JR, you got some things you were looking at on the shorter term time frame on Bitcoin. I know you like those shorter term time frames.
Yeah. Did you forget to dual stream this? I was just looking and I didn't get a notification. Hello?
I was muted, so let me go look and see if it's on your screen as well. But let me switch this to yours so you can. You'll have to share your screen real quick. Oh, my desktop audio was on. That's why y'all were getting an echo with JR. So hopefully that is fixed now. Share your screen with me, and then I will go check to make sure that this is also going live on your channel. There we go. There's JR's screen for you, and should be on the stream now. There you go. Let's see what's going on that shorter term time frame for Bitcoin, and I will go look to see if that's on your YouTube as well.
Okay. Cool. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Piper Academy. So Bitcoin, sheesh. It was going good when I went to bed. Which I tried longing it last night. Barely got a 1-to-1, barely. And then I re-entered. That got stopped in my sleep. So that's trash. Now I'm looking for a little retracement, and then I'm gonna long it, I think. Just gonna double check. Yeah. So I have this patient entry here that I charted last night. And these levels that I charted last night, just previous month high, previous month high low, previous week high low, previous day high low, and weekend high low, and then I got some macro fib and a bearish, bullish fib and a bearish fib on the local larger time frame, 4 hour or whatever. So I got we just lost these two fibs though, but we have a 50-day moving average on the daily, of course, and then anchored VWAP from the lows, previous week low, and yeah. So basically, it just teased my entry zone this morning. So I would have probably just entered on that. And yeah, looking for upside with Bitcoin. I am anyways. Doesn't mean I'll get it. It just means that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Just based off everything I'm seeing, I can't drop it short because I wouldn't feel confident about it. So yeah,
you got some levels towards the upside that you're trying to.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, for sure. So my my entry on my setup here is and the anchored VWAP and all those confluences I had there are around 90,400, and then it's kind of a late entry right now, ish. Not late per se, but assuming we got in around my entry zone, my first TP would be around 91,800. My second TP would be around 93,500. Those are zones, not copy paste targets. Zones. So if it got close, I would take some profit. And then 95.5 would be my TP3. And then my best case scenario, full TP would be around 98,000 for Bitcoin. Hopefully that makes sense or helps someone. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a few levels that I've kind of called out towards the upside as well. That 98,000 being our bottom side of that fair value gap. We've really been keeping our eyes on. That was that fair value gap towards the upside. We got a lot of play in it last time we were in that range. We also got a macro 382 that's running, or 236 that's running through right above that as well at the $100,000 mark. So we'll really have to see how far we can get up with this, because for now we're really holding some bullish structure on the higher term time frames. We've got our higher lows coming on in. We continue to make some higher highs, but we're really seeing some strong resistance, and we'll kind of have to keep our eyes to see if we can get back up towards that $100,000 range, see if we can make our way up a little bit higher, grab up some of that topside liquidity we were talking about the other day. I was kind of looking for a little bit of some downside this morning, so that lower target looks really nice. What was that level?
The lower target? Where? My entry?
Yes.
90,426 roughly. I'd say 90,500 ish. Yep. 90,500. Why? What's up?
I was just wondering, so that the people know. That's
yeah,
kinda,
I started with that. I was just making sure I wasn't missing anything in the question.
Oh, no. I just wanted to re-clarify. That's pretty close to my downside target that I was keeping my eye on. 92,300 or 9,300. So pretty close to what I was looking forward to. So hopefully we can see a little more downside this morning, because those shorter term time frames aren't looking amazing. You got that 15-minute starting to look a little bit toppy. You're seeing a diamond that just printed as well, rejected off of our VWAP here. So we definitely have the potential to get a little more downside this morning. So you got any projects you were taking a look at? Or I will throw that over to you, and then I will get a project pulled on up. Probably going to take a look at some gold. If anyone has any alt requests or stock requests, go ahead, throw it in the chat. I know we both had a few to take a look at, but we will probably have time to take a look at a few requests today.
Yeah, I was looking at XMR for a juicy long, very juicy. Yeah, no, this is a solid long, I think, honestly. Like, I don't know. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen. But it's what I'm looking at. I guess I could drop this setup a smidge. Okay. What's the stop loss? We should tighten that up for the high leverage degens. Okay, so for XMR, I just got a little conservative, I guess, target. I'm not looking for the moon, just a quick little play. Looks realistic to me. So if I entered, I will. I'll enter after though. I'll stay focused here. 565 is my entry, like basically now. And then I have TPs. My mic's so sensitive. I gotta remember not to sniffle. Sometimes I have my freaking filter on, but then I update or switch to someone else's thing, and then it goes away. So I'm gonna adjust this.
I know
What?
how that is, man.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that you're in that cold Canadian weather either. Like
No.
I'm starting to get the same thing. It's like 10 degrees here right now, and it didn't break above like 5 degrees yesterday. So I'm not having a great time either.
Yeah, it's definitely chilly out. And we just had a bunch of melting, so everything like melted, and it's starting to get real cold again. So it's like a wet cold too. It's even colder. So XMR, I got yeah, entry right nowish, and then TP1. I always TP at 1-to-1 just to be safe. I TP some out, not all of it, but some at 1-to-1, and then I raise my stop loss break even. But not everyone trades the same, and that's totally fine. And I'd have a rough TP around 588 for my TP1 on XMR, and then I'd have a TP2 around 618 roughly. Full TP 645, and then if keeps running, let it run. I guess trail, right? If it plays out, that's what I'm looking at for XMR. Want me to run through a couple more here? I got a short here on Dusk.
Go ahead, show the people what you're looking at, and I will take a look at a few stocks back to back to back. We did have a request for SWE, and then a request for a stock that I've charted before. So after we get through that, you get through the ones you're looking at. If you want to pull up SWE in the background while I go over my stuff, that'd be greatly appreciated.
I don't mess with Sui.
Oh, you're going to
I'm just
today,
kidding.
sir.
No, I'm just kidding. You know I'll mess with anything, bro.
This dangerous man over here.
Yeah, I'll tango with the best and the worst. So Dusk, I got a short. I was prepping it. I was doing all these while we were in the intro. So this is it was already at my entry. And it's printing or trying to print right now. My entry was and is because it was like just a few minutes ago. 0.2244 on Dusk for a short. Stop loss above the high with a smidge, just a smidge of wiggle room at 23397. Yeah, 23397. Easy number to remember. And then my TP1 as it's approaching that. But I did a modest one just to be safe. This would be my TP raise stop loss break even around 0.2061. And then my TP2 that I said here was around 0.18. TP3 was around 0.15144. Full TP around 0.11419. And then if it kept running, let it print. Because we could come down to 0.076-ish, potentially. And then I have a dash. I was in the middle of looking at dash when we started, so I'll just finish.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd probably long this puppy. I just got to see what the entry is looking like. Yeah. I'd long dash. I can get rid of these. These are confusing. Oh, yeah, I want that one. Excuse me. Let's see. Throw some of these on. I'm not worried per se, but if you are using a tight stop loss, I'm slightly concerned if New York does New York stuff, like start by sweeping the lows before they send it. That could stop some of these longs and then go that way. So just a heads up. Might have to re-enter on a sweep of the lows or something on some of them. But for this, I'd try this. Entry soon or now. Hang on, I'm just going to triple check because I don't want to say something I'm going to regret. Yeah, I'm looking for a slight retracement right now. I'm just going to pull a quick fib for a probable retracement. Yeah, we're teasing it. We're almost just gonna drop this between there. Yeah, so my entry on Dash, stop loss below lows. I'm just gonna tighten it up a bit. So if I get stopped, I just re-enter on the sweep immediately. Only risking 1% of my account max per stop loss for me. Some people risk 2%, but yeah, 0.25 to 1% per stop loss for me. My entry for Dash is around, sorry if I was yelling, 6.9, baby. 6.9.89. Shout out to WixY Fine 89. Entry around 6.9.89. And then for TPs, just gotta move this. That'd be my first TP. Second one, there-ish. Drop a third. Up here. I don't know. Those seem close together. Let me see. I just gotta check because I'm weird. Okay, they're not. They're perfect. Let's go. I have a rough rule. You typically want a TP every 5%. Just a rough rule. So I'm looking for a bit of retracement to that entry. 6.9.89. TP1 on Dash long would be around 73. Raise stop loss break even for me. And then TP2 would be around 76.66. TP3 around 80. And then full TP around 90. Let's see how that goes. And then I got a Doge. Should I run through all these? Yeah, you said it. Do it. Hit it. Run it.
If you want to keep going, you can keep going, and then I will break down a whole bunch of stock stuff here in a second. So more power.
Yeah, I
to
might
you,
as well
sir.
finish. I might as well finish the what I roughly prepared. I guess.
Yep,
Get through
fine
it.
with
Yeah.
me.
Okay. So on Doge, I don't know. People. So I've had some feedback that I should be prepared. So it's like I like charting and analyzing live as I go, so that people can learn. But so I just did those ahead of time. This one looks like money flow divergence. On the half hour and clipping on the half hour, oscillator bottomed out, turning up. I'm gonna check this squeeze wave momentum. Yeah, waves on downside, just on the half hour. I'd be looking along Doge as well. Just checking these ones. Yeah, this is I would long it. I'd enter this right now personally. So let's do that. Long that baby. Tighten my stop loss up because that's a greasy wick to fill. That's probably pretty good for Doge. I'm gonna check some rough TPs. See what. I just like to have a few confluences on them. Honestly, I'd probably TP right here, just for the 1-to-1 stop loss break even. It's actually better than a 1-to-1. I feel like it's a lot of TPs. Whatever. Maybe I can get rid of this one. Just for simplicity's sake.
Well, I mean, if we can get some strong movements towards the upside this morning, if we start to see some transition in that TradFi market, you could definitely have some nice strong movements towards the upside. We'll just kind of have to see how that New York reacts on some market open.
Yeah. These could just hit TP1 and turn around, or they could go through full take profit, right? You never know. So for Doge, I have entry now, TP1 around 0.1285, TP2 roughly around 0.1345, sorry, 0.1345. Full TP around 0.1416. That's my Doge swing. Let's check out Bonkerton. Oops, too high. Just Just taking a peek here. Oops. 1 hour. It's hard to see this one down here.
Yeah,
This
when
one-
it gets that harsh of a sell off.
Yeah, these waves are so small too. Yeah, I'd try along this too personally. Might have a bit of a retracement, but yeah, this would be a long for me. If I were to take a swing, that's what it would be. Whoa, it's a fatty bovati stop loss.
I was just about to say
That's
that
like half
stop
the
loss is
chart.
yeah, bro. I was like, where's that stop loss going to?
Yeah, definitely not getting stopped out of that one because it's so wide. Might be something to it, eh?
I mean, it doesn't look bad. You're at some key levels on a lot of these markets across the board, and it's like if New York opens with a little bit of a push towards the downside, really clear out some of that liquidity, get that better bounce off of support, you could really have some explosive movements. Because the other thing we really have to keep in mind, job numbers might give us a little bit of a move, no matter which direction we go on jobs. But the big thing to keep your eye on is we got those tariff announcements. And pretty much every single time we get those tariff announcements, yeah, there's a little bit of initial sell off, but the market reacts a little bit bullishly towards it. And it just kind of has to, it'll depend on what kind of further information we get on that. So we could definitely get some movements towards the upside, especially if the market starts to react to some of those tariff news with what's going on globally.
Yeah, for sure. So did Trump, is he gonna put tariffs on EU? Did he say, is he like firm on that, or is he gonna apologize and say he was just kidding today and we're gonna go to the moon?
I mean, it really just depends. It's all up in the air, you know.
Oh, it's
You
still
never
up in the
know.
air though.
Yeah, you never really know because it's like
Yeah.
Trump could say one thing one day and get a little bit of pushback, and he's like, "Screw you! I'm gonna double down, and you can just basically get screwed." So we'll kind of have to see which way it goes, because we've seen it before, and then we'll kind of have to see how our courts react to these things, because all the other tariffs are under scrutiny already. So we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on this. It's a game, This is a global game, and we are in an empire building stage, and it's us, Russia, and China. So like, who's gonna come out on top?
Yep. So I'll wrap it up with Bonk and let you bang off your stocks and stuff and your other whatever you're up to over there. Bonk, let's go. Entry now. Stop loss below low around the lows. But I gave it a little wiggle room, sorry. Oh yeah, it's so how many zeros are on this? 5, I think. So 0 point bunch of zeros, probably 5. And then 8, 9, 5, 7 for the stop loss. TP1, 0 point bunch of zeros, 9301. TP2, 0 point bunch of zeros, 9639. Ooh, spooky. Full TP, 0 point bunch of zeros, 1. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It's like 10298. So like 103, 1 between 1 and 103 for my full TP. And that's bonk, bro. That's all I can bang off this early in the morning.
All right. Well, I've got a few things to take a look at this morning. One of our favorites that we keep our eye on here is gold. And gold has been on an absolute tear since about 2024. And we were talking about some levels yesterday. And I was potentially looking for some resistance up at the top side. Surprisingly, we got that move through the 1618. That was $4,705 that we were kind of looking at for a little bit of some resistance. We got that move above it, but now we're really starting to see a little more toppiness here. There are a few indicators that we could see a little bit of a move towards the downside. Try to see if we can hold that as some support. But we've got this giant CME gap here. So let's get this pulled up towards that higher term time frame so you can really see what I was talking about there. Talking about that 1618 there, that was at $4,705. Starting to see a little more toppiness here on the daily. You've also got a little bit of some curvature on your volume and your money flow. We'll have to keep our eyes on this, see if we can continue with that movement in on gold on that shorter term time frame, because you're getting a little bit of some sideways movements. But if we can get some pushes in on that shorter term time frame, we could really start to see a few more reversal signals start to flash on this on the upside before we get that stronger move down. And that's where I would keep my eye on that 1618 first, that $4,705. See if we can hold that, or see if we're going to come down, close out that quick CME gap that's towards the downside, and then get that retest towards the upside here. Another thing we often see on gold is some sideways momentum. So we could cool this off with just like a little retest on that 1618, get a little sideways momentum this week before trying to continue towards the upside. We'll have to get a more localized fib extension pulled on up to see where that might go. Let's get this pulled on up to that 4 hour. We got Lunar Beach's Crypto in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Let me drop that channel link for you. Boom. Got that. If you're not following him, you definitely should be. Man goes live in the evenings. We got JR here. He goes live in the evenings as well for all you people that are still awake when I'm asleep. So we're seeing a little bit of toppiness here on the 4 hour. Not too unexpected, especially seeing that nice strong move. Then we were talking about it yesterday, 9% towards the upside. Now we're sitting at above a 10% move towards the upside since our last little push back here on that platinum pocket. Nice strong move to see a little bit of some sideways momentum like we saw here, like we saw here, like we saw here, would not be too unexpected. We've done this over and over, and we'll kind of have to see if we can get that strong continuation here. Money flow is a little bit weak, but we have been getting some volume coming on in here on the 4 hour. So like I was saying, keep your eye on that shorter term time frame. See if we can get some of that bleed over here. We've got that 1 hour really looking toppy here. We get a bit of a money flow divergence back here, and then we really saw that push of volume in, which didn't come with a strong push of money flow. It just came with a lack of selling pressure. So if we can get that continuation of money flow coming on in today, we could really continue with that sideways movement on top of that 1618, especially as our volume weakens just a little bit. So not really a switch of our volume and our money flow, but seeing one switch and the other really remain stagnant would get you that sideways momentum. So keep your eyes on some of that. 15 minutes and the morning really looking toppy. We've got some strong money flow coming on in. So like I was saying, keep your eyes on that. See if we can bleed that over into the higher term time frame. But like I was talking about, really watching that volume, because your volume is starting to fall here in the morning. We are getting several reversal indicators up here on that 15-minute time frame. Bunch of overbought signals, not too unexpected when you broke that 1618 there. T word. The Trump word, did Orange Man make you upset? It is what it is, you know. He's a provocative character, and he's gonna be in people's mouths, especially when he is the president of the United States and he is causing a lot of things to happen at once. So we're gonna end up talking about him one way or another. We wanted to talk about silver here. I mean, you can try. I mean, he's still got a few more years. It doesn't look like he's going anywhere. We've been talking about silver for a while here. A few levels to kind of keep your eye on after we got that strong bounce towards the upside, and we blasted through all of them. You know, we really blasted through that 2618. That was our resistance area. We blasted through the 6 the 3618. And we saw some resistance, which is not a standard level that people normally have on their fib extensions, but I keep it on there because normally once you get towards some movements towards the upside, there's a few areas you start to see resistance. And this is that 4236 here. That's where we really started to see some resistance. That's $95.63. Really got a little bit of a rejection off of that here on your higher term time frame. We'll kind of have to see if we can continue with our money flow and our volume, because we're really seeing some nice volume coming in on silver. You know, I'm not too surprised about this. This has been a long time in the making. This has been extremely suppressed. You're really starting to see your supply being hit on the global stage as China's not selling as much. They're really not selling to anyone. They shut it down. They're not exporting silver at all. So this is a giant squeeze here. We'll kind of have to see if we can hold this 3618 at about $90.50 to see that nice push through that 4236. What's wrong with asking brown people for their papers? I mean, we can get into it on another show with me and you, LBC.
Show me your papers. Not a good vibe.
We can break it on down in another time. Yo,
I
who
know,
pissed off
I
the
know.
markets today? And who told precious metals they were special? You know, Army Piper, I've been telling precious metals they've been special for a while. And, you know, I was kind of looking for some downside. We really got that nice downside. You've got silver here on the hourly, really seeing a little bit of toppiness, but with this sideways momentum we got underneath that 4236, you've started to see that volume start to pick back up here. So we'll kind of have to see if we're going to get a little retest on that area this morning, then get that move back down. You've got a few CME gaps to kind of keep your eye on. That's why I was calling out that 3618 here to keep your eye on for a retest. Quiet Canadians, stay in your lane. Well, so does that mean Dutch gotta stay in his lane because he's Dutch and he has no skin in the game over here? We tease.
No, I think it just means it feels tough behind the keyboard.
Well, you know, I think everyone is allowed to have their opinion, but you know, there's some things where it's like this is more impactful to me, and when I'm going through it, I might have a different opinion than you, looking at it from the outside. So. My God, the 10-year bond is at 4.287. Yep, poor mortgage rates. That's kind of what we talked about the other day when we were talking about the treasuries and all that. We're really seeing a little bit of some toppiness here on the 15-minute for silver as well. We can pull up that 10-year yield here in a second. Also take a look at the dollar, because we were warning about the dollar yesterday with seeing that treasury. Yeah.
Sorry, bro. In my defense, Alberta's trying to separate from Canada and become the 51st state as we speak. There's lineups to sign petitions. So I might have a say sooner than later, David.
Woot, woot. Bring it on. I got a few people up in that area that I would be happy to welcome as Americans, you know? And I think it's each person's sovereign right to kind of decide who's going to govern them. I don't understand what's so wrong with that. If Greenland wants to meet with the U.S. and become part of the U.S. and the U.S. makes Denmark whole, who are they to say anything? You know, you're thousands of miles away, and Greenland's literally right there on our border. If Canada wants to join part of the United States, if Mexico woke up tomorrow and they were like, look, we can't really handle the cartels, so if you want to come in and make Mexico great again, more power to you. And if they choose as a peoples to be governed by the United States, isn't that their right? But now, we will have to talk more about this on account of this episode. We might have to bring Army Piper on here, bring a few foreigners in here as well, like, I don't know, JR maybe, and a few other people to kind of get some outside opinions, because there's a lot of diversity of thought about these things. But we're not the only country that's empire building. Russia, empire building. China, empire building. And this is the trend we're going to see. It's a global competition, and who's going to come out on top? You know, I would prefer America and westernized economies and westernized morality, but that is what it is. So we did want to take a look at the Dixie. We were at some interesting levels here to kind of see if we can get that nice strong bounce off of our support line. We're very, very close here. Seeing a lot of toppiness here on the shorter term time frames. Your monthlies getting a rollover on your prime oscillator as your volumes staying in the red. And as Army Piper was saying, you're seeing your higher term time frame bonds really remaining high, meaning no one's buying them. That's more strength than the dollar. That's just not stepping back in. So we'll kind of keep our eyes on this one. If we break this support line, like I was showing the other day, when we break support on the dollar, it is not a pretty sight. And then we come in here, create a new trend line, get a little bit of a move towards the upside. And when we break it, it's not pretty. And the dollar's been in a downtrend for pretty much ever. We're in a shorter term time frame uptrend, but here on your monthly, you're seeing some rollover. Zoom this on in. You've got your daily also seeing some worrisome signs as you got that rejection all over again off of your 618 here. Really seeing that break through what we were looking for to hold us some support and making our way back towards this trend line here. You've got a little bit of volume stepping on in, but things are looking toppy on your prime oscillator. You've got your MACD getting that heavy curvature back towards the downside as well. Let's get zoomed on in, seeing that heavy curvature back towards the downside, potential to break that trend line and the zero line here. So we'll keep our eyes on this one because if we get some breaks below our strong support, which has been support for what was I saying the other day, like since 2002 I believe it was. Really got to zoom back here. About 2011. This has been our support since 2011. And if we break that towards the downside, it could be extremely worrisome, but also a little bit good for people invested in anything that's not the dollar. So if you're not holding treasuries, you are in a good position. If you're holding gold, you're in a good position. If you're holding Bitcoin, you're in a better position than you would be holding the dollar. So keep your eyes on some of that. We're at some worrisome levels there. We did have ASTS requested. It's been a little while since we've taken a look at this one, but we talked about some upside levels to keep your eye on here. I believe the last time we took a look at this was back before 2026. So since 2026, we've got that nice strong move towards our 618 here on our fib extension levels. And then we really saw that strong move through our platinum pocket, made a little bit of a CME gap here before we got that push towards our one line. That one line coming in at about 116.80, and then we really saw that push towards the downside here, pre-market opening up towards the downside as well. But you've got a lot of signs here that you could kind of see a little bit of continuation. Your daily's looking a little bit toppy here, but it's looking toppy. Oh, let me get this pulled back up. It's looking toppy as your money flow's just starting to come back in. It's looking toppy as your volume's starting to see a little bit of toppiness. So we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on this. Maybe close out the CME gap here, running from, let's see, 106.70 to 101.67, which is also that platinum pocket area at 786. So kind of keep your eyes on that. We will get that gap drawn on up for you so you can see it just a little bit better here. As you can see, nice little gap to potentially fill. See if we can find some support at with that 786 there. We'll zoom this on in, take a look at that hourly. You can really see that toppiness coming on in on that one line. Really seeing the toppiness on our indicators here with that MACD rolling over, your prime oscillator rolling over. But like I said, on that higher term time frame, it is rolling over as your volume starting to come back in and your money flow starting to come back in. So kind of keep your eyes on this. We could see a little bit of some sell off, potentially get that bounce at that 107.40 top side of that CME gap to try to get a little continuation towards the upside. really solidify that as a resistance area. We've done this move before, so keep your eyes on some of that. We got that 15-minute and the morning also looking a little toppy here, but starting to see some bottoming. So could get that first push towards our one line again and then get that stronger move towards the downside, or we could just really see that pre-market open, that market open up, really get that harsher sell off, and then continue towards the upside. Kind of depends on some of those job numbers we're going to see and how the market's reacting to what happened over the weekend, especially with how the market was closed. So we did have a few other requests. I don't know if you got Shui pulled on up, sir, but we can take a look at some Shui. And then Dutch asked for some Ondo, and then it's about time to wind the show on down. So if you got Shui, I got Ondo.
Yeah, can do. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot. Sui. Am I doing it right now? Are we doing it? I can do it right now.
Yes, sir. You are on the screen. Shui.
Yeah. Sui. Okay. Whoa. Little. Oh, that's the 4 minute. I was like, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'd long this puppy too. So far, just gonna triple check here. Long it. Yeah. I'd try long on Sui. I'm gonna drop it and set some TPs quick. There's that wide stop loss again. That's pretty tight for a poopy doopy coin. I'm just gonna, sorry guys, pull up some levels here on Spaceman BTC, market dynamics as well. So I'd enter now stop loss below lows with a bit of wiggle room around 1.5022. TP1 around London Open, I guess. Around 1.535. TP2 depends how conservative you are, really, but TP2 around 1.5661. Full TP 1.6, and that's what I would try on Sui today. Personally, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's what I got.
Well, looks pretty nice. We will see if we can get that push towards the upside this morning. If we're just gonna continue to get a little bit of sell off. Let's take a look at some Ondo, because Dutchy was asking for that one. Let's get this one pulled on up. I did have some levels that I had been keeping my eye on. Broke all of those. It's been a while since I've taken a look at Ondo. We're going to get a little sideways momentum below this Fibonacci that we were looking for. Saw some resistance at that 236, some support at our 0 line here, which was 44 cents before we really got that break below. Saw that retested as resistance and then continued towards the downside. So we'll kind of have to see if we can break through some levels directly above us first. We've got about 35 cents coming in as a little bit of a resistance level to kind of keep your eye on. Let's get this zoomed on out a little bit further here so we can get that cleaner look. 4-hour resistance area to keep your eye on here. Horizontal ray, let's get that drawn on up. About 35.8 would be that first little level to kind of keep your eye on for some potential resistance. If we can get some strong movements towards the upside, I would like to pull up a fib extension here, kind of see what that continuation towards the downside might be. So let's get our trend-based fib pulled on up here. We've got our highs to our lows to our highs here. Looks like we found some support at the 786 there. We did get a little bit of a move below it, trying to clear out some of that liquidity. We do have this wick to kind of keep your eye on as well. That's coming in at about 27 cents there. So if we really lose that one line and we see that platinum pocket area, the 786, come in as a resistance area, and we can't get that continuation towards the upside, to close out that wick, we would need to drop below that 2678 area. So keep your eyes on some of this. We are at some crucial levels here. Your 4-hour is getting a little bit of some curvature back towards the upside, both on your MACD and your prime oscillator. So we will kind of have to see if we can get some money flow to come on in. Your volume's a little bit weak and red on that 4-hour. As you can see, that 1-hour was getting a little bit of a switch here. We're not seeing any money flow divergence, but you do have a nice little double bottom here. So we'll kind of have to see if we can get this a break of 35 cents first to see if we can get that continuation back towards the upside. 37 cents would be really that next real level to kind of keep your eye on here. So let's get this zoomed on in, see what that 15-minute in the morning might be bringing our way here. We do need to get above our local resistance first. As you can kind of see, 35 cents on the dot coming in as some local resistance. That's where we got all of our highs from up here. Let's make that thinner so you know it's a short-term time frame resistance area. See if we can get that push through 35 to really get up to that 4-hour resistance level to get that stronger push towards our golden pocket. That's that 36.8 that we were talking about, almost 37 cents. So kind of keep your eyes on this. 15-minute is looking a little bit toppy, so we could get another little retest towards the bottom side, really solidify that 33.6 as some support down here. Let's get that drawn on up for a short-term time frame support down here. So about 33.5, 33.6 would be that area towards the downside to keep your eye on. If we do get a little rollover this morning, you are starting to see that switch of volume though. So looks like a little bit of buying, wrong button. Looks like a little bit of buying pressure is coming on this morning, but you are looking a little bit toppy. Higher term time frames do look nice for some continuation though. So really keep your eyes on those support levels. See if we can get that stronger bounce towards the upside. Alex O is sick, so no rush to finish, if you guys weren't aware. I've got some things I got to do this morning. I'm starting my new job, so I got to go fill out paperwork and all that nonsense, do my onboarding. But, yeah, I guess if JR wants to go live after this and hang out with y'all and being King Degen, he has the full opening for the live stream. So, I don't know. If that's something you're interested in, you can have some JR time. Yeah.
We'll see if the Discord wants to live stream the Discord chill.
Oh, well, because this didn't go live on your channel. So
Yeah.
I didn't. I noticed that. I don't know why it didn't work today, but it worked yesterday. So
It's one day.
To,
It's all good.
little bit of a chance to potentially do a live stream and still get that morning spot. So, if you guys aren't in the Discord, keep your eyes on that one. I'm sure he will let people know. That's that Piper Academy Discord. He's also got his Discord as well. That should be linked up at the top or pinned up at the top. I'm not sure if it's still pinned or not. So I can drop that again here in a second. But you got anything you want to leave the people with today, JR?
Use a stop loss or practice dynamic risk management, and happy printing. Peace.
Dynamic risk management. That's a funny one there. So I remember Joe talking about that on his channel, and I was like, what are you even talking about? He's like, people just make up funny words to really just like encompass what already exists and make themselves seem smart. Because when he broke it down, I was like, that's just risk management. What are you talking about? Like,
it's just a more complicated risk management. Like, instead of just a hard 1% stop, it's like candle close below this, or it's like if I have an A+ setup, I'm going to risk 4% instead of 2%, or if it's a C setup, I'm going to only risk 1%, and then take profits here and here, and maybe raise stop. It's just dynamic. It's just more moving parts than just stop loss, take profit. That's all. Or laddering in.
most people do that already, depending on what kind of risk you're putting on there. It's like, yeah, I might have a tighter stop loss. If we're at a support level and I'm thinking we might get a push towards the upside, but it also looks like it could go a little bit lower and sweep out some liquidity, I might have a really tight stop loss with a re-entry below that. I don't know what's dynamic about that. That's just
Dynamic as if it's it's normal risk management if you're smart, but like for new people, it's just a little more complicated, right? Wider stop loss, cut your position in half to accommodate for the extra, right? It's just math. It's just math and stuff, basically. Oh.
We don't math around here, sir. That's illegal. I don't know what that is.
I just eye it up.
I mean, sometimes I math, sometimes I don't. It just depends. But it is not a static rule. Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't know very many parts of trading that are static. Like you adapt, you overcome, and you succeed, or you kind of lose your trade and re-enter. So like, nothing to me about trading is static. It's not like here's a 3-to-1 every single time, and if it's not 3-to-1, I don't take the trade. Like, that's dumb.
Yeah, bro. You're gonna be sitting on the sidelines for a while everyone else is printing.
Yeah, and so we do math. We don't do methtivities, Jack. So,
Yep.
Well, if JR wants to go live in that Discord, or he wants to go on his channel, keep your eyes on that. BC just can't not call bullshit. Hey, it is what it is. I've made my name with it, and I will keep up with it. So we do have 2 more shows here on the Piper Academy that we do every single day. That's that morning market report at 10 a.m. 10:15 a.m. Sorry about that. We'll see if he goes live at 10 since Alex isn't live today. We've also got Trading with OC, the man, the myth, the legend, the indicator god. So if you like to trade and you like to make money and you like to put on tinfoil hats, that evening show is the place to be, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you need your macro breakdown and to have a little bit of fun in the mornings, 10:15 a.m. every single weekday, that is the place to be with Army Piper. Until next time, make sure to wake up, because today's going to be a good day.